raising us up to be better as who we are. And I don't think he knows this. And he's listening to me somewhere, it's all dark. But Dato Sri Vijay's name is part of a bedtime story you guys tell your children. Your kids know this name. Uncle Dato Sri, Uncle Vijay, alright, Vijay Tata sometimes. Now when your name is passed down to the next generation as a great man, a great soul who has changed the world, alright, millions of lives have been touched by Dato Sri Vijay Easwaran. Not by only his words, but his actions, his heart, his intent, alright, his vision of making a difference. So tonight, VCon Connect all around the world. I want to invite the man whose legacy will remain forever in the hearts of people he has touched, and to the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation. So please rise wherever you are. Please rise wherever you are in the world, and help me welcome not only a visionary, but a man who is all heart, and a man who has made a difference in so many lives around the world. Your lives, all of you, whether you signed up today, you signed up 1 year ago, 10 years ago, his vision, his message 22 years ago has reached you, has touched you, is impacting not only you, but your family, your kids, your future grandchildren. So please rise and show him the respect, the love, the gratefulness that he deserves. The one and only Dato Sri Vijay Easwaran.
Go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you must still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me. I'll get you there. You can try and read my lyrics off this paper before then, but you won't take the sting out these words before say 'em. 'Cause ain't no way I'm gonna let you stop me from causing me. When I say I'ma do something, I do it. I don't give a glance what you think. I'm doing this for me. Forget the world, be the beam. This gas stuff, things stopping me. I'ma be what I set out to be, without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balconies. No, I'm saying the boss, but you're asking why I have.
Reconnection! Dato Sri Vijay Easwaran!
With everything's right, for better or worse, he's married to the game, like a present for Christmas. But his gift is a curse. Forget the urge, he's got the urge to pull himself from the dirt and curse the whole universe. I'm not afraid.
One more time! Rise for Dato Sri Vijay Easwaran!
Let's go together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just when you know that you're not alone. Now if you feel like you've been down, your waves is way too good back. I shouldn't have to run these words, ain't no rhythm for you to know what's a fact. Now say who's king, who lied through your teeth. For that,
We can connect all over the world. I want to hear the energy of 200,000 warriors of Dato Sri Vijay Easwaran!
all I'm trying to say is get back up on ground. I ain't playing around. It's a game called Circle, and I don't know how. I'm way too old to back down. But I think I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Thought I had 'em mapped out, but I guess I get this stupid black box that follows me around. But just can't keep living this way. So we're starting today. I'm breaking
Thank you.
out of this cage.
Thank you. And to those of you from West Africa, merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Shukran. To so many of you from the Middle East, shukran. Awesome. It's amazing that we can stand here like this and see the world. For us, this is actually VCon coming alive. 22 years ago, we had visions of VCon, but we never imagined today. Today is truly, in so many ways, a gift. It is so special that we can share our hearts and minds across the world like this. We are certainly on our way to touch that 1 billion hearts. More so today than any time before. The amazing thing is, it took us 22 years to get here. But I do believe that we are probably almost, I would say, very close to that mark of hitting 1 billion hearts. Far more than we have ever been. Yesterday, we talked about service a little bit. Service is so powerful. Service is and must be your theme. It must be your motto. In whatever way that you're going to build this business, use the concept of service. And it is in line with that I would like to talk to you, because there are three things that carry the concept of Ubuntu. I am because we are. I am because all of you are. This entire journey, first of all, I'd like to put my hands together and thank every one of you that has made this journey truly possible. I am indebted to all of you. You have made this entire journey possible. You have made this company possible. You have made me possible. So, from the bottom of my heart, from my heart to yours, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me say this. All of you have the potential to be leaders. The reason that you are in that room where you are right now, or you are in that space, be it a bus stop or a taxi stand, holding your mobile phone, or walking in a park somewhere, immaterial where you are there because you are meant to be there. Even today, us talking to each other is not an accident. It is again the beginning of a whole new path for you, and for us, the continuation of our path. Hence, we both have a purpose in meeting like this. In you lies the potential for leadership. And unlike what you might think, because it's so easy to see the world and look at the leaders of the world who have used power to get there. Let me tell you, power is an addiction. It is like taking any kind of a drug. Power corrupts you. Power, when it is absolute, then corrupts you absolutely. So, the best way to wield power is like us having to deal with electricity. You must always insulate yourself. When you touch electricity in its raw form, you die. You get a shock. It paralyzes you and it can totally decimate you. It can kill. But you need electricity. You need to be able to manage it. You need to be able to use it. It is a utility. Hence, power or money is a utility. So how do we handle this without getting burnt? And that is the true secret to success. See, being successful right away is probably the worst curse in your life. I have seen so many people come into this business, come into this industry, and become instantly successful. And that is, in fact, not a blessing. Because they don't know how they got there. They did not pay a price to get there. It basically landed on them. And they actually believed then, at that point, that they were lucky. The reality is, they were not. Because when it lands into your lap, success, in the form of money or power, and you are unable to control it, then it controls you. And you become its slave. So the way to insulate yourself is one, service. When you think of the fact that you are serving someone, not that they are serving you, but you are serving them, then you will always take the higher path. Next is love. And love is a very, very powerful thing. But not the kind of love that you're thinking about. Love means, first of all, loving what you do. When you love what you do, you never have to work a single day in your life. When you love what you do, you wake up every morning with gratitude. When you love what you do, everything around you, you do with joy. And when you love what you do, you do not know the meaning of the word work. The trouble is, when you think that you are going to work every day, when you're going to work every day, that becomes a prison sentence. And every day becomes agony. But the instant it becomes love, you love what you do, you love who you are, you love the people around you, then the whole thing transforms into joy. That is the love that you need to have. Something that's always misunderstood is, I love my people, I serve them, I do everything for them, but how come they don't love me back? This is one of the questions I get asked every other week on. They don't love me back. And I feel disappointed. So let me take a few minutes to talk about this. Loving you back is not an option. It's not necessary. It's a redundant exercise. You see, when you love something, and I can show you one after another of people going out there to do things that they love, like climbing a mountain or surfing. Now, climbing a mountain is dangerous. Surfing, to me, is madness. There are a lot of people out there who love it, and more power to them, because this is not a comment about the surfers and the surf riders of the world, because my brother Japa happens to be one of them. So I am not making a comment about surfing. But riding a 10-foot wave is not a joking matter. Riding a 10-foot wave means that if you make a mistake, the wave basically picks you up and crashes you. It breaks you against the rocks. Yet, every time there is a 10-foot wave, you see people going out there to risk their lives in different parts of the world. In Hawaii, in Peru, in Australia, even here in Malaysia. They go out when the weather is so wild, it's not funny. But that is what drives them. That's what they love to do. So the question is, yes, they love to serve, which means they love the sea. Loving the sea is a wonderful thing, but to expect the sea to love you back, that is stupid. Loving the sea is a wonderful thing. Loving the mountain that you climb is a wonderful thing. But expecting the mountain to love you back is never going to happen. The mountain is a mountain. It is not going to love you back. But you can risk your life to climb it. What do you actually love? You love what you do. And you are not waiting in expectation for the mountain to love you back or for the sea to love you back. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes.
So then why are you sitting here waiting for your downlines to love you back? For the people that you serve to love you back? You do not serve them in expectation of them loving you back. You serve them because you love what you do. Wonderful. So that is the beauty of what we do. Love what you do and your life changes. Love who you are and who you want to become. Your life changes. And when you see the mountain or the sea or your downlines, love the potential in them. The more challenging they are, the more hostile they are, the more difficult they are, the greater your victory. And your ultimate victory is only within. Your ultimate victory is over yourself and no one else. So when leaders come to me and say, why don't my downlines love me? Then they have totally misunderstood the concept. It's just like saying, why does the ocean not love me? Are you with me? So in the concept of love and service, I want to keep to a topic right now that is very close to my heart. And that is serve, love, give. Now give embodies an aspect of life that is so powerful. You cannot receive until you give. Giving is the power. It is a superpower. Ultimately, when we began this company, the first thing that all of us agreed at that point is that we would allot a certain percentage of the company's profits to giving back to society, to giving back to Mother Nature, to giving back to this world and to everyone in it in some form or another. And that to us was serving, was love, and was giving. A combination of all two, of all three. Ubuntu is all about that. Ubuntu is so powerful. I love this word from Mother Africa. It is such a word that it is so difficult to be able to understand it the first time you hear it. It's a word that you live your lifetime through. It's a word that has to have a new meaning every single day. And for those of you from Africa, you are blessed. For Ubuntu from your land has come to ours and from ours to the world. The thing that I want to share to you about is this concept of giving, of caring, of serving the world, and of love, because that is the ultimate superpower. So, talking about love, it's important that I bring up here today the person who is the love of my life, who brought love into my life and is the love of my life. And it is her that has been driving this vision of service, of giving, of caring, which has always been an intrinsic part, which has always been a very special part of this family. And she has driven it with passion. She has driven it from her heart. She has driven it for us all. So, please, put your hands together to welcome my better half, my wife, Datin Sri Umayal Ishwar. Okay, we can stop. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I would like her to say a few words about something that's very close to her heart, which has been about giving back to society. This is not about us talking about our various projects around the world. It is not about us to sit down here and tell you all the things we have done. That you can find on our sites, on our websites. You can, research it. This is just telling you why we do what we do and why we are driven to do it and why you need to do this. Why you need to, in essence, change and start giving back. So I give you Umayal Ishwar.
Thank you. What a year it has been, this year. It has taught us that there's more possibilities that's opening up. I like the theme for this year of Beacon, Ubuntu. I started reading and researching the last 2-3 days, and such a powerful word. I am because we are. It sounds so simple, and yet it's so deep, and it's so difficult for a lot of us as human beings to practice every day in our life. Ubuntu means oneness. It means unity. It means gratitude. It means kindness. It means showing compassion to one another. Oneness is an understanding of interconnectiveness of all lives in this world. There's this thread. It's a very thin thread that connects all lives, from the lowest to the highest creatures. And that thread, that golden thread, is called love. Because without love, we will be empty. We will not be able to do anything in this world. Love is the common principle of human values. Without it, we will become greedy. We are going to become selfish. We are just going to become self-centered, and we are going to become angry, which the world does not need, ladies and gentlemen, because what we need is love. Because, we are so good at reacting to everything that happens around us. Reaction. That's all we do. We react to everything that everybody says. And you know what that means when we react? Because we are allowing everything and everyone around us to control our life. Because we hear one negativity, one negative news or something, and we don't even spend enough time to find out if it's true or not, but we react. And who does that affect? It affects you. It affects your family. It affects your friends and your society. Because we have to believe in ourselves, not outside, but inside. Now, when we went down into lockdown in Malaysia in March, I think that's the best thing that happened to me. I'm talking to you from my experience, because we are traveling all the time, Dato' and me, and sometimes we don't even have time to stop and just go inwards, because that's the time that gave. Of course, we were working from home, we were doing the usual things, but then it gave us that time for us to go inwards and do many things, and you start questioning yourself. It made me become a better person. Because whatever we do today, whatever I say, I stand here and I'm telling you, it has to be my experience. It's not something that I should be speaking, but it should be something that I have experienced, and it has changed my life. The decisions that we make is going to affect everybody around us. So we have to make conscious decisions in whatever we do in our life, so that we inspire others. We make an impact in this life. And I always say that I don't know what the past was. I don't want to think about it. I don't know what the future, but the present, this moment, is all we have. And to me, that is all that's given, this life. And I have to do the best I can, and I have to be the best version of myself. So I can give back to the community. Ubuntu, it also means a person is a person through other people. So it means just you have to help others. You have to uplift other people's life in order for yours to be uplifted. Because it cannot be an individualism. It has to be about everyone around us in our society. I'm always asked many times in interviews when I go and they ask me, who is your inspiration? What inspired you, Datin Sri, to do this community work, to go out there and change lives and want to empower girls and boys and our future generation? Why do you do this? And they think I'm going to give them some big names, maybe from the US or maybe from Europe. It's not. It's my father and my father-in-law who inspired me, because I saw them being compassionate. I saw them being loving. I saw my house door open anytime anybody came. My father will feed them first before he talks, because he never asked them whether they are hungry. Doesn't matter who they are. He would have probably met them once before, but he would invite them for a meal. They inspired me to be who I am today. It's their love for humanity that inspired me to do community work today through rhythm. It's my mother who dragged me for my classical dance class. I remember the first 2-3 classes. I think she literally dragged me, screaming, shouting, because I didn't want to go for the class. I was crying so much the teacher wanted her to take me back home. She said, nothing doing. I'm your mother. I'm telling you, you're going for the class. She dragged me class after class. And somewhere along the way, I fell in love with that beautiful art. And I think that Sri will say that I think I'm a good dancer today. And it's because of my mom. And
We have seen her.
Brilliant dancer today.
Yeah, on stage she danced.
oh really? And it's because of her.
In Vicon.
She inspired me. And my mother-in-law. I walked into the house and the first thing I hear from her is, she says, I want you to be independent. I want you to start driving. Okay? Because don't depend on anything. Anybody, and don't depend